So, I'm Shannon.
I think I'm sobering up.
What? Sarah! This is so pointless.
So this is after Jamie comes home after screwing her summer boyfriend.
Did she really do it?
Yes.
That night? You think so?
I
know that she actually slept with him, but I'm is that what happened right before this?
Well, I don't know if it was the first time she had sex with him.
Okay.
But it definitely happened. That's where she's
If
coming.
you don't know anything about Jason, Jamie's summer boyfriend, you should go read the Eliza and Jamie's Twitters and Tumblrs, which I'm trying to organize into some story-fies so they're easy to read,
But the gist of it is, Jamie met a guy at one of the coffee shops in Disney World over the summer, and just kind of did not treat him well. He was kind of her emotional
not that
distraction.
She treated him badly.
Yeah, but he was very much a distraction from what was going on in her life, and because he knew nothing about Sherlock or anything, so it was kind of her escape boyfriend. And so, because I've been wanting to say this for so long, John's obsession with dinosaurs and Jurassic Park is a direct reference to Asylum Sherlock Holmes. And I might have said that before, but it's literally, we went to 221BCon in the spring when we were filming season 1. And
we had already watched Asylum Sherlock Holmes.
And the theme of the con was Asylum Sherlock Holmes.
Which is a movie by
It's great.
Asylum, which is the company that made Sharknado.
So that should tell you everything about the movie.
If you aren't familiar with the rest of their work. But it's Sherlock Holmes and dinosaurs, so...
And it's honestly, for what it is, it's honestly not that bad.
Yeah, it's, it doesn't make any sense, but it's fun.
It's very fun, it's very entertaining, the actors are...
It's way better than this thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this scene. This is Angie's house. Angie played Missy Hudson very briefly.
Yeah, it's literally just her voice.
And
she doesn't like appearing on camera, otherwise...
you can see her, but not a lot.
John's a nerd.
We really just kind of made her do it for fun.
She was there.
But she had a great living room. This is a great apartment.
So this is...
and we put Olaf in.
Yeah, and he has his little arms crossed because he, too, is confronting Jamie.
So when you see Jamie in the flashbacks later, she's in front of a fireplace. That's that same room.
So that's Hannah's apartment, in theory. Which...
Why would she have a fireplace?
In
Orlando, but Angie has a fireplace in Tallahassee.
So,
it was apartment 21.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was 21B, wasn't it?
I've always been a little sad that we were never able... Caitlin's just who is kind of the face of Hannah. There's a few pictures of her and stuff. A couple times we tried to get her to record and stuff
dialogue
for us. But she legitimately works at Disney and she's very busy. And while she's still a very good friend of mine, we're not as close as we were when we kicked off this series. So it was hard to get a hold of her. It was hard to get her to record on time and stuff. And that's not all of that's her fault. Not all. Some of it's her fault. Some of it's our fault. So.
The notebook that Elliot has is the same notebook that is supposed to be Wendy's notebook in the first episode. It's the Star Wars one.
And that is Orla's ex, Bryce, whose legs were briefly seen in episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
After he filmed that scene with us, we were like, oh, do you want to do this? And he agreed, which is good, because finding boys is much harder than finding girls, as I'm sure anyone would, because any kind of acting will tell you.
Unfortunately, I did not take that Murata's mat pillow off of my bed.
You can't really tell what it is, though.
No.
At least from this angle.
Or I would just say that, Jamie gave it to her. It was a Halloween,
Yeah, after she was forced to watch all of Harry Potter.
I also just want to make it clear that if I sound weird, it's because I'm eating popcorn. And we've both had 2 drinks now.
I'm really tired. I'm probably going to fall asleep after this. Does he have I can't remember, did he have sideburns, or is that just the way his face looks?
He's got sideburns and a beard.
Ugh, he was a boy.
He's reading all his lines off a piece of paper.
Yeah.
A poor guy. It's a lot of lines.
He was just doing this for his girlfriend, really.
Yeah, this scene's really boring, I'm gonna be honest.
But we have to,
I'm aware of it.
establish.
There's just sometimes, like, Sherlock Holmes is really hard to adapt exactly and also make exciting, because the stories are entirely talking. And I'm really into adapting it as, like, exact as possible.
Well, that's the only way you should do adaptions, really.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, we set it in the modern day, and we're girls.
I'm okay. I see where you're going. I'm just kind of like, you should make it as, even if you change things, you should make it as true to source. If you change something, there should be, like, a legit reason besides,
It's about making it
something.
True to the spirit.
Yeah, that too. Suddenly, in my head, I've started talking about Age of Ultron, not about our thing.
So, you can see Tabitha's video on the computer screen. If you could see the computer screen closer, you would know that the script is also up on the computer screen.
We have our scripts on computer screens a lot.
And, let's see, Elliot's wearing a hat in this because he got his hair cut.
And it was like you gave him that hat to use, and then afterwards we realized it had been in the show.
No, I knew that going in.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have another hat that,
and
like,
wasn't as
he would use.
Was that blue and
yeah, I have a blue and gold.
Gold, I mean.
Well, bronze, technically, because it's a Ravenclaw hat. But, yeah, so he was wearing this hat because he got his hair cut. He knew he was going to get his hair cut before we started filming this episode, so there's a scene where he hasn't gotten his hair cut yet. The next scene, I guess. And then the rest of it, he's had his hair cut, so... Which you can still kind of tell that it's different lengths, but not as obvious, because it's a different style. This episode also takes place all in one day, except for the flashbacks. Which really, those flashbacks are like my favorite scene. Can you stop playing games on your phone?
I'm not playing games.
I just hear rapid
I'm
beeping. Is this scene still going on?
Yes! I'm tired. I'm trying to keep myself awake.
Cassie and Christy directed this episode. They're really cool putting up with us filming this show the whole time. This is my bedroom. What else can I say about this scene? Well, what are we talking about? The case. A lot of this is pretty direct from the original story. My sister, actually, who's a producer of the show, and the whole, like, idea of us doing a thing where I play Sherlock and she plays Minecraft was originally her idea. She didn't really have... She had a bit of a hand in, like, developing the original concept, but Sarah and I, like, wrote all the scripts.
You wrote more than me.
But you wrote a lot.
Yeah.
And, so she then finished reading all the Sherlock Holmes stories and immediately wanted us to adapt this story. So she kind of, like, sent me a summary of how she would adapt it, which we followed pretty closely, but then we decided to make it, spoiler alert, Alice from season 1, because we decided the stories were so similar that we just might as well use it as a way to basically bring Violet back.
Also, it was fun to bring Tamira back, too. Because she's a friend.
So, so we, like, connected it to a story we already did, which is just fun in general, because then we adapt the original story pretty closely. I would almost say this story is, like, one of the closest we adapted. But then we could still connect it back to something we had already done. And the original story, so this is called The Adventure of the Norbury Hotel, which is not a play off the original title at all, because the original title is The Adventure of the Yellow Face.
And we're not going to use that as a title because that's racist.
Yeah, but honestly in the story, it's not as racist
as it could be.
Well, it's called Yellow Face because he sees a person's in the window with a yellow face. And that turns out to be a mask that the girl, Effie, her mom, is helping her take care of her kid instead of Violet. And her mom is wearing a mask, so she's not recognized. I'm pretty sure the mom's wearing it, not that Effie's wearing it. Maybe they're both wearing masks. But, so that's what yellow face refers to. And then it does turn out that the kid is mixed race. Effie's white, and then the kid's father, who's dead, was black. And so that's more than just having a kid. The scandal is having a mixed race kid. And then the husband, Grant, is like, no, I will accept your child. So that's kind of nice. It's kind of racist, but then it's kind of not.
Yeah.
Like, for the time, it's pretty good. So obviously we don't have that race element. But it's nice that even though we don't have that race element, we still have people of color.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have the flu. I had a viral infection that I thought was the flu when we were filming this part of the scene.
And then after that, we went to go see Hail Caesar. Which is a great movie. Don't listen to anyone who tells you it's not a good movie.
I was having a really hard time. Like, we just filmed that little section of the scene when I was sick. And I remember that morning thinking, oh, I'm going to be fine. I can switch into acting fine. And then it was like, we were filming it, and I was having a really hard time. And I couldn't get my coat off of the hanger.
Jamie was not having sex with Wendy, FYI.
Nope.
When she comes out of the room, they're just sleeping together.
I also see post-it notes.
Oop, those are my boobs.
See post-it notes on the wall that say Christy. And that's Teresa's door.
I love Teresa.
And Cassie's door.
I should text her. Stanley hiding behind his little...
Yeah. Cassie was great in this scene, I just gotta say.
I think she, legitimately had just woken up, hadn't she? When we started filming this?
I don't know if she had just woken up, but, she didn't get ready for the day because she knew she was gonna film this. But she makes some great facial expressions.
I love that Stanley is like, whoa, bow chicka wow wow, while Sherlock is completely oblivious.
Elliot's pretty good in this scene, too. I remember editing this scene. And because Sherlock... So I noticed something about Sherlock after filming these first 4 episodes and when I was editing them. And I was thinking about the upcoming episodes that we were filming. Sherlock, if she is in the presence of other people with Stanley, she does not acknowledge Stanley's presence except to tell him to leave. Or to tell him to be quiet. Especially in this episode. After the scene with Stanley at the beginning, she literally never directly acknowledges him again. Even though he's standing next to her the entire time. But so when filming this scene, I'm so focused on Sarah that then in editing, it was so much fun to see all of the facial expressions that Elliot and Cassie were doing. Because they're both really funny. They're the best actors on the show.
And Adrian.
And Adrian, yes. We just don't get to use Adrian as much. Because she's busy.
A lot of lines that were written to be really bitchy towards Stanley were written to be kinder. Like, that I honestly don't remember was originally written to be really aggressive towards Stanley when he was a cis male.
Yeah. But then it was like he chose the name and...
So the scarf that I'm wearing, I believe I left it on the floor of a movie theater when I went to go see Deadpool.
Here's Sherlock's love for Coca-Cola.
Either that or that's so cute when he just leans in.
Yeah,
Either
that's
that
a
or I
great
left
part.
it in Catherine's car, but she never found it, so.
We never got a good shot of these binoculars, but...
Oh my god, the binoculars.
They're binoculars. They're pink, blue, and purple.
And I came up with that joke, and it's one of my favorite jokes, and I overdid it around everyone I know.
Cassie's hair changes length again. We filmed at a hotel very late into the night. It was horrible. It was really cold.
It was so cold. I think it was one of the coldest nights that winter. But I don't know for sure because, it was one of the few that we were filming outside. But it was just so cold.
It was January, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so cold.
Which, it took place in December, So at least then our clothing was correct.
Yeah, and I was, like, so nauseous because I had a migraine, as always. I feel like every single one of these episodes I'm saying that I had a migraine. And I was just so nauseous.
You
and
definitely,
I just remember,
you get migraines.
Yeah, I get them, I get them when I don't sleep enough. And so if I'm not, like, just keeping on track of my sleep schedule and, like, paying attention to the signs, I get them really easily. Normally, if I take medicine, I can knock them out.
I got a shout out to Bryce during this scene for acting when he has, like, no lines.
Yeah.
And looking at us like these people.
I remember how when you were editing this, you said that my costume was too good, that I was disappearing too well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can see it.
Jamie got really into it.
But honestly, me pulling my scarf up over my face was me being, like, so cold. And just wanting to cover as much of my face as possible. And it kept on, like, sliding down. So I was like, you can't really see it, but I had, like, the tails of it, like, going back behind my back. And then I'd tighten it, like, during the scenes as needed.
Something hard for me and Elliot especially was that we had filmed the last scene of this episode, months beforehand. So we had to be wearing the same clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we could have added scarves and it would have been fine, but we didn't. So.
Such a good shot.
Yeah. This is another episode, though, where I really like how all our costumes look and work together.
The jacket I'm wearing is a Black Widow jacket.
Mm-hmm. That hood drop,
yeah.
He didn't mean it to be that dramatic.
It just
I don't think.
ended up being the way. And it was like the heat was on in the room, but it was, like, still cold.
We were originally going to have a child and not...
We legitimately casted him, and then they had a conflict, and they couldn't be in it, and they were really disappointed.
Yeah, they had to go out of town, but, so that was unfortunate, because we didn't think we were going to be able to get one. But we wrote it. So the kid would have, been awake and had lines, but,
It was funny, though. I don't know if we ever... I fairly certain we posted pictures of that, but the child is a pillow and a towel, and Elliot could convincingly curl up to the size of that
because
pillow
Elliot is a child.
And towel.
They did great in this scene.
Yeah. For both of them being, like, not actual actors.
And having just met.
Yeah.
And both being in other relationships at the time.
They both have really good chemistry.
I'm glad that it went well, because this is one of the, like, most emotional scenes that is not about us.
Mm-hmm.
That it's, like, a client and whatever you would call her.
Yeah, I was sitting in the bathtub, I think, for most of this being filmed, because I was so afraid I was going to, like, upchuck everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I love this shot. I gotta also say, the shot that, like, goes in a circle and sees everybody, Kaya did that shot.
And it took so long. We had to run through it
But I think it was really worth it. And also, we didn't get a close-up, but Eliza leaves her bag of cookies for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
If we had had a kid, she would have given the cookies more directly to the kid. This was filmed that same night.
Like, we filmed
later.
it after the facts, which is part of the reason why we all just looked so, like... Me walking in, I was just, like, sleepwalking.
I mean, it was supposed to be really late at night.
Yeah,
it was also originally supposed to be outside, but it was too cold.
We were just like, fuck this.
Yeah, we'll just go back to the dorm and do it instead. Which I think actually ultimately is better. That's Elliot stimming, shaking his hands.
Yeah, wasn't he, like, drawing something on the table with his hands, or?
I don't know about that.
I can't remember.
I'm so glad we got that shot with the bird.
Yeah.
We were, like, really hoping that bird would
so
fly
cute.
away at the right moment.
You look so badass.
Yeah, I enjoyed making these costumes because these were clothes that I couldn't normally wear as Sherlock. And it was like, well, she's undercover. We filmed these scenes really early on.
Yeah, because it was kind of like a...
Because they're really easy scenes because it's just one person with a phone. I remember with Violet's half of this, though, there was, like, construction sounds in the background.
Because there's always construction
Yeah.
on college campuses.
But She looks really great. I wish we had done, like, more angles for Sherlock, because we kind of did, like, a wider shot of Violet and then a close-up. This is Violet researching poisons for Sherlock, because Sherlock is investigating James. Also, there's a knife sitting on her windowsill. Just throwing that out there.
And a Marvel water bottle. Christy and I have the same Marvel water bottle.
So this is the same room as Wendy's room.
And then I'm just around the corner from Angie's living room.
Yeah. You can see a guitar. So I guess Hannah plays guitar.
Or their parents, yeah, it's most likely.
Runaway real estate agents.
They're not runaway real estate agents. Have we decided they're real estate agents?
We did at one point, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we never established it in the
Tax
show,
evasion.
so...
I'm like, that's like the most plausible reason for there being no parents. They're on the run from the IRS. I'm gonna reuse that at some point, I think.
I love how the music worked in this scene. Like, it was just kind of...
This is such a beautiful shot.
Music that I dropped. Yeah, this shot was Christy's idea, and then I executed it. So I'm glad
More badass Sherlock.
It was really hard because Christy's, like, up on a really tall ledge, so I was, like, holding it on a tripod going on. She was originally supposed to have a bagel, but we didn't have bagels. We had donuts. Which, you know what? It works. But yeah, I really liked the music that I chose. There's the dream. The dream was originally going to be in every episode, but I don't think we remembered to put it into 7 and 8.
Well, we should check.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's written by the actress who plays Moriarty. She wrote it when she was 13 and published it on Amazon.
Don't read it.
We haven't finished it.
Don't read it for her. You know? SOS. That's Sherlock's mindset right now. Please help me.
And then she's literally sitting on the grass facing the
SOS. Yeah.
It just looks completely different from the bizarre concrete structure that has graffiti all over it. Also, there was a dog. And he or she was just
beautiful dog
coming around and...
This was the last thing we filmed for the episode.
Mm-hmm. Because we were trying to find a good location for it.
Because it was originally supposed to be a cafe.
Mm-hmm. And we were trying to film there and it just didn't. So we ended up there.
Which I think works out, except that it's so bright in the background.
And, like, people were walking by and they could hear us because it's only a story up.
But, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Sit up.
No.
Stop touching me.
I'm not touching you.
Okay.
I'm not touching you.
The chair sound was really loud.
Yeah.
I had to make it quiet and everything. I love this.
Now, why didn't Stanley steal that hat?
I don't think Sherlock owns it anymore. Okay, this part where I'm tapping my fingers and then it cuts to me tapping my fingers, that was a complete accident, but I'm so glad that it happened. That I just happened to tap my fingers on both tables. Because it makes the transition so good. This scene was still really late at night. You can see the binoculars.
The binoculars.
Considering this is really late at night, everybody did really well once the camera was rolling. Like, them being tired totally works for the scene because it's supposed to be after midnight, but, like, everybody pulled through, and I'm glad that we got it done that day so we didn't have to do it later. The beginning of Violet and Eliza's friendship.
Which really only happened because Cassie and Christy are so close in real life.
Yeah. This is just them improving stuff, and we probably have like 2 minutes of it, and it's really funny.
We should release that on the internet.
Yeah, when I do the blooper reels. This is the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. When did we film this scene? I guess the same day as the earlier scene in the apartment.
The lipstick I'm wearing is Peggy Carter lipstick, and then I have my Avengers shirt on, and then I'm wearing my Black Widow jacket.
Wow.
I own too much Marvel merchandise. It's like all I own.
What are we talking about in this scene?
How much we love each other, I think.
Okay.
You're proposing marriage.
Yeah, they're really gay.
To carry your child.
That's a great shot. You just, like, come in. I remember we had a really hard time with me laughing. Because it was just really hard for me to fake a laugh. And hard for me to fake a laugh that would be Sherlock's laugh. I remember Cassie asking, have we ever seen Sherlock laugh before? And I said no, but then I was rewatching season 1, and she does laugh.
Wendy.
She laughs when she surprises them in the woods during Hannah the Baskervilles. So Orla was not there when we filmed that shot, but... and that was originally just kind of a joke scene. And then it was going to be at the end of the credits, and then I wanted to put a blooper in, so...
I can't remember what the blooper is after this.
It's them talking in the kitchen.
That's right. Now
just a piece of it. But, so that's the episode that Wendy appears in the least. Everyone kind of has an episode they appear in the least. There's Angie, and University Inn and Suites is where we filmed. Norbury Hotel.
It's kind of, if you ever go to FSU, it's this hotel that, like, randomly has, like, a corner of FSU property.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dump, but it's really convenient.
Yeah. They're talking about how he's a loser, basically. He doesn't know how to work this camera because it's just a camera that I gave Elliot every time we film.
It's just there for aesthetic purposes.
Yeah. He says that. And they have matching mugs. And he says, like, I wish I had a matching mug. And he says, I'm a sad fuck, and Christy goes, that's true. So yeah, that was Norbury Hotel. Thank you for listening. Oh, I forgot. Lila was, because some people have asked me, and I think Lila was Jeffrey Mandel's dog, and it weirdly makes, like, weird full circle sense because she appeared in the episodes with Tamira, but she was a very old puppy, and it came time for Jeff to put her down. She was very sick.
She was very, very sick.
Well, we went to a party on her last night, and it was very nice.
Yeah, we just
could give her any food she wanted, and
and she got all the pets in the world.
It was kind of surreal, but like
it was one of those things where it was like it was definitely more for the people, you know, because she had everyone kind of got to say goodbye,
but she was really happy.
Yeah,
because it was like most of her friends in a way.
Yeah, the good news is that Jeff has since has gotten another dog. And she's a sweetie pie. We had the honor of being her first film crew, since so many film crews film in Jeff's house. So we were kind of the trial to make sure she would be okay. And the only thing was that she got so excited while we were just there and talking that in the middle of the scene, she laid down on the floor, and she's a huge dog. She laid down and was just thumping her tail, and it was just like, thump. It was like... That's not even loud enough. It was thump, 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 thump. It was really cute.
Well, and Lila was funny because when we were filming in Jeff's house for Cardboard Box, I know the episode ended like a minute ago. She kept walking into the shots, so that was hard to get her to not do that. But yeah, so
she just wanted to be where all the people were.
She died right around the time that we were putting up this episode, so it was like, oh, this is, we'll put a dedication to it. It was a perfect connection to the story, but even if it hadn't been, I probably would have dedicated it.
And Jeff was very honored that we dedicated the episode to her and posted about, because I think we made a mention on social media, on Tajwa's social media as well, that, she'd made an appearance and she had passed away. And he was and he was very honored. Yeah, she was just a very, very sweet, wonderul dog. And
that was the episode.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening.
Sorry to end it on such a downer note.
I was trying to think of a joke. I don't got it. It's late.
We need to go to bed.
We just recorded 4 commentaries. So,
my God.
We'll do the other 4 another night.
I feel very sober. And just tired.
And hopefully we'll do other commentaries with other people. Okay.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.